E3 is coming, and it's going like a dream. This is the Kings of Rise.
Ultima.
And this is MGT Cast.
Yo.
So to start off, just a quick short thing. My heart goes out to everyone in Orlando.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucked up.
That was rough.
Yeah, the coverage just got a lot more grim, and then just completely ridiculous. You fucked up, FBI. But with that said, again, hearts and minds, they go out to all the surviving victims, and then the surviving family members of people who died.
See?
You don't see me, but I'm bowing. So, with that said, onto the news we meant to talk about.
Yeah.
E3.
E3.
More specifically, we're going to get into I guess you can say the meat and the bones.
The bones.
The meat and the bones of I want to say the big three, which is Microsoft, Sony, and then Nintendo. Although Nintendo wasn't really any meat, they were mostly bones. And we will, and quickly to glance off, we will just glance over just the titles. If you don't know the titles that were in the other press conferences as well, for some reason the IGN list I'm looking at right now doesn't have the Nintendo list, even though there wasn't really that much. So I mean, I'm just gonna let Ultimate glaze over that because he probably remembers it better than I do. So we're gonna start at the beginning. We're just gonna do the ones in the middle, the ones on the side first, and then we'll talk about the meat and the bones after that point. So those side conferences that happened in between the main ones, we got EA, which no one really cared about during the Microsoft briefing.
Well, pissed enough people off.
Yeah. So the games they announced, it says big games on the IGN list. Titanfall 2, which is a big one. Mass Effect Andromeda. Madden NFL 2017.
Yeller.
So Madden, how will they fuck with us this time? FIFA 17.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question. What is this FE? Do you know? I don't. If you don't know, then I'm not.
Is that Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE?
It just says FE.
For what is it for? Is that EA?
Yeah. It is.
I don't know.
Honestly, dude, it's I don't know because I didn't really. Okay, moving on from there, we got 3 Star Wars games, one by Dyson Motive, one by Visceral, and one by Respawn. And then Battlefield 1. So, moving on, we got Bethesda.
Yeah.
People were clamoring about that one. Quake Champions, the Fallout 4 DLC, Skyrim Special Edition. Which did you watch that one?
Bethesda?
Yeah. Because I heard you mention to me in a text fucking Skyrim and Fallout VR or something like that.
Oh, that was
Was that something else?
I'm trying to remember if that was. Maybe I did watch the Bethesda one then, because I don't know when else I would have seen Fallout 4 VR.
Yeah, because that was at June 12th at 7. So, okay. We got Prey, the Doom DLC, and Dishonored 2.
Okay.
And then we got the Ubisoft We're moving ahead a day into the Ubisoft conference, which I watched only about half of because I had to do something. But Just Dance 2017, I'm sure people were actually what do you say? They were not really, they didn't really care for the whole dance performance at the beginning. And then the thing that people are clamoring about right now, Ghost Recon Wildlands, which actually looks really fun. The hilarity of South Park, The Fractured Butthole. And then they talked about the Division Underground and Survival DLC. which the thing is the thing about the Division is that to me, I like playing it. It was actually pretty fun in the beta. But the thing is, it's I swear, it sounds so much better when I'm being told about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Eagle Flight, which is a VR game.
Yeah.
Star Trek Bridge Crew, and then they got the For Honor, which I'm still clamoring about, which is hella cool. Trials of the Blood Dragon, Grow Up, Watch Dogs 2, and Steep.
Okay.
All right. So now moving on to the meat and bones.
Yeah.
So the meats are going to be Microsoft and Sony, and then Nintendo's just going to be the bones.
Bones. Do you want me to do Nintendo first?
Yeah, let's do Nintendo first.
Bones. Okay, so for the 3DS, Ever Oasis for 3DS, obviously. Rhythm Heaven Megamix for the 3DS. Dragon Quest VII, Fragments of the Forgotten Past.
You know Dragon Quest is like 30 years old?
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Super old. Yeah, I know, right? And Dragon Quest has release date of September 16th.
Good.
Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse.
That's Blue Guy's territory.
Monster Hunter Generations.
Sounds like fun.
Yokai Watch 2. It's obviously the sequel to Yokai Watch.
Yokai Watch is actually pretty popular because like I noticed like in the city I live in, or more like town because it's building into a city, as my sister calls it, Corntown Brentwood, because it's boring as hell apparently.
A little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I lived in Bethel Island at one point. That's worse. And like I see kids coming in and out of the GameStop, like, you know, with their parents, be like buying Yokai Watch stuff, like the young kids, like kids that are like between like 7 and 10 years old.
Yeah.
So it seems to be like, you know, like the thing right now, besides like Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Box Boy.
The hell?
That's a eShop title.
Oh, okay.
Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice.
Ooh, more Ace Attorney.
Mario Party Star Rush.
I hope that one is good, because like Mario Party to me has been kind of bland lately.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, it's still fun the first time it's still really fun the first few times you play it.
Let's see.
So.
Let's see. Story of Seasons, Trio of Towns, and looks like I don't see a trailer for it, but in the last 15 hours, Game Informer's talked about the new Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice.
Oh,
supposedly it could be a step in the right direction.
Oh, well.
According to Game Informer.
Well, I mean, I guess if they're saying that, because you think about it, like some of these guys are really harsh to games. Like even though, like say even ago, you think a game is good, right? Like, oh, bro, I think it's solid. Fucking, they give it like a 6. Like, I could have swore they gave a Tales game like a 6, and I was like, oh shit.
So to be fair, 3DS still getting very solid support from Nintendo, obviously.
Yeah, because if
right
you think
now it's their bread and butter.
If you think about it, that's technically the whole like all of Japanese like gaming market bread and butter right now is like mobile, handheld and mobile games.
Yeah. Oh, you ready for this this laundry list of Wii U titles?
Oh man, I'm good. Let's do it.
Paper Mario Color Splash.
Well,
which people are already very upset with because it looks like Sticker Star Part 2.
But wait, like,
which Sticker Star was garbage, in case you hadn't.
Well, my brother played it. He didn't really like it, so I don't think I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, Sticker Star was bad. Like all the other consoles, Stardew Valley is coming to the Wii U. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE,
which I'm actually looking forward to maybe like playing.
Yeah, that's probably the only Wii U title they showed off besides the obvious one.
Believe it or not, people are falling all over themselves because of the censorship, because of the apparent censorship.
Yeah, I think the crowd that this game attracts tend to just be very they want the game the way it was intended,
So,
or not intended, the way it was created, not necessarily that.
so I mean, it's if you go from my perspective, it's like otaku-ish
Yeah, I
because
mean, the issue is the culture here is different.
I understand what they're talking about,
Yeah.
but you know, if if you really want a game to be hard, you want a game to be harder to purchase, then fucking by all means, dude. You could put it in the route on Grand Theft Auto's headed, basically. Because if mothers of the world had all the power, fuck it, we wouldn't be able to buy games.
And if you're not sure
You know,
what Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE
sessions.
was originally Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem.
But that name sounds hella bland. I'm not gonna lie. But then
But
they changed it
it
to something
just
that just sounds
it just
weird.
sort of morphed into Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. If you're into Japanese style RPGs, probably the game for you based on the E3 trailer I saw. It looked really good.
Rice, you need to play this game. It's hella Japanese.
I still stand by that statement. Um, and then, of course, the big one, The Legend of Zelda. We finally got a title, Breath of the Wild. And a lot of things about that one.
I think I need to rewatch that part. Like, 'cause I watched part of it, but I didn't watch the whole thing. So, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to sit down and really give this one a good one over. I mean, from what I've read and from what I've been hearing from the fucking wind, like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's like people are just like, you know,
Yeah.
falling all over themselves. They don't know what to do with their lives right now. Too bad they didn't talk about the NX, because I really kind of wanted to hear about the NX.
Yeah, and I mean the really unfortunate part was last year they stated that their conference is going to be about the NX, and my
Fucking
guess is that it's just they just don't have enough to show, which is kind of scary for a system that's coming out in less than a year.
you could go the Xbox route and everything's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But we've seen Nintendo pull rabbits out of their hats before.
Yeah.
So any Sun and Moon?
Oh, that's right, Sun and Moon. There was a little bit.
Like, I know they talked about like the battles and
Yeah.
maybe some of the Pokemon.
Yeah, there's a Pokemon.
They like, you know, I mean,
I just saw it earlier today.
is it like a legendary?
No, this one I think was about just some regular Pokemon.
Just some fucking Joe Schmo?
Yeah, let me go to where's my history?
I mean, but E3 was pretty good.
Yeah,
Like
I thought it was
overall
pretty
there was some like surprises, dude. Like,
yeah,
some impressive stuff going on, man. I'm telling you.
all right, this is another. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a new Pokemon Picky Peck, which is the bird type.
You mean like the go-to? You mean like, yeah, okay, the Pidgey, okay.
Yeah. There's a Young Goose, which is looking like it's going to be the normal rodent type.
Okay, the Rattata.
Yeah. Grubbin, which is the bug type.
Okay, Caterpillar.
Yeah, I don't know
Caterpie. What the fuck? I said Caterpillar.
Yeah. The mythical Pokemon Magearna. So this one maybe is the legendary. I don't know.
I mean, I like to think
it's still fairy.
I like to think if you attach a mythical Pokemon to it, it might be legendary. Keyword is
So
might.
it looks like its ability is its special attack is raised when a teammate dies in battle.
So it's like a fucking team battle Pokemon then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Battle Royal. What is this? It's a 4-player free-for-all. Holy crap. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, fuck, man. I'm gonna have to buy this game. When does it come out? Bro, we're about to see a lot of people getting the quote unquote Halo Red Skull.
Okay. So, and yeah, that's It's just that so a few new Pokemon, a little bit of gameplay. Obviously, the battle royal system, which makes me curious if that means we're any closer to 2-on-2 battles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, which one you want to do first, Microsoft or Sony?
Let's talk about Sony because I think that's probably the one most people are. I think that was the one most people came out more excited for.
Yeah. I mean, considering that, like, okay, we're opening up, we got fucking, we got something I didn't expect from like the beginning of the beginning of the gameplay demo. Like
that was weird.
I didn't expect Kratos to come out of the shadows of a fucking like of a Norse themed forest. I'm telling you, a lot of people shit their pants at the beginning, bro. Surprised no one left like satisfied,
I was
just
watching
straight
it in
off.
Twitch.
Um,
So you know how that chat is.
yeah, I mean, my dad plays God of War, so I had to let him know about that one. Honestly, like, considering like the fast paced action that God of War was.
Yeah.
This one is like, a little bit slower, a little bit more like, I guess you could say, true to human movement.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks. I mean, you said they were moving a little bit slow because, as I explained earlier, they were probably having you drink in the experience, seeing as like you weren't playing it. So, I mean, I'm still curious for when, like, what the hell is gonna go on from then on. Moving on, we got Days Gone. I'm not really sure what to think of this title.
I swore the whole time that was The Last of Us 2 until it said Days Gone, and I was like, okay.
A biker dude turned bounty hunter, zombies.
Yeah, like I don't it. The whole time, like I said, it seemed like The Last of Us 2, and then like the zombies were obviously very different from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie though, that dude killed all those zombies.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was surprised by that whole like turnout.
I'm curious if this was one of those things where it might have originally been The Last of Us 2, and then it was just kind of became its own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been.
Obviously, that's just random, pure speculation, and
Yeah.
I have no real basis other than the fact that it felt like it was The Last of Us until it said Days Gone.
All right, moving on. We got a repeat from the last E3. We got The Last Guardian. People are still wetting.
I still don't see it.
People are still wetting their
okay.
tips on this one.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I think it was more like they were going. I think this was more meant for like, telling everyone when it's going to release, which is October 25th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not really much to say. I mean, if you're already excited, you know about what the fuck the game's about. We got more information on Horizon Zero Dawn, which I was excited to see and hear about. Honestly, like, I find the premise like really cool, but at the same time kind of backwards because the whole thing with dinosaurs, like robot dinosaurs were big robot like animals.
Yeah, I'm like,
and then like you got all this technology, right? But the people are primitive looking. Like they have a primitive like setting on them.
Well, the thing is, it feels like the robots are in control, and so the people don't have access to technology.
But then they steal it from when they destroy the robots.
But like, I don't understand.
Like the background.
Yeah, like I don't understand.
Like how did it get? How did
the world is ruled by robotic animals.
So it's like we don't like what the hell is going on? How did it become like this?
I feel like they're gonna have a tall order. So either that game's heavily gonna focus on gameplay, or they're gonna have a tall order trying to get from A to B, in my opinion, with the story. But it could be more about the gameplay, which is very possible.
All
In which
right.
case, it might just be one of those like suspend your disbelief thing. Oh, I forgot to mention Corpse Party for the 3DS.
Oh God, Corpse Party. Fuck.
Yeah, I
That's
forgot to
a
mention that because it was like a 40-second trailer. So
hell of a fucking I saw an OVA for Corpse Party. It was just like people lined up being murdered. It was fucking weird.
I saw someone play it. I think.
It's fucking weird, man. Um, at least the media I've seen for it. So moving on, we got a very impressive looking Detroit Becomes Human.
That was the one that made me go, bruh. I'm glad I got a PS4. That was the first game.
Yeah, I mean,
showed where I was like, this is dope.
honestly, a real heart to Heavy Rain though.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
it made me think of. I
yeah,
was like,
as
this is gonna
soon
be.
as I see the background and the way the fucking world is being perceived, and then the movements, it's real Heavy Rain. So it's clamoring for
Yeah.
something in hell, for real. Something something I had to pause the whole conference. I watched it after it happened, so I paused the conference. My sister really loves these games, and I really had to show it to her. The whole thing is just even from the trailer they showed, an immersive ass experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
On
made
top of
me.
that beautiful beautiful sight to the eyes.
Yeah, I think it really reminded me of it's like it was almost like if someone took not the detective, the policeman or
Hmm.
the FBI agent
Yeah.
from Heavy Rain and just did a game about him, except he's a robot. That's what it kind of seemed like.
Yeah.
Um, so that was interesting. Plus, yeah, I'm curious if it'll. I'm curious if the choice tree will be as expansive as they made it seem.
I really hope it's big.
Because because they made it look like there's a ton of different things you.
Did you see at the end how basically we got say if there's 4 endings, there's a 100 different possibilities you could go through to get to one of these 4 endings. It seems if we're just throwing a number out there. But yeah, it seemed like there was a lot to go through. So big one. The next one for me was the one that caught me. I mean, Detroit Becomes Human was one thing, but Resident Evil 7 caught me off guard. The fact that it was in first person, it was really because they were showing it in VR. They intended they showed it off this experience it was going to be VR, but then I saw the gameplay. I saw the gameplay.
Uh-huh.
Because at the booths, IGN did a 17-minute video on the whole demo.
Yeah.
Or at least the amount they played it. It's in first person no matter what. Even if you're playing with just the controller.
Uh-huh.
But then you can, if you have a PlayStation VR it up, be extra scary. But it really captures that that whole fuck, I better not if I'm wearing VR, I better not be in this room by myself, when I take it off. You know what I mean? I better not be in this house when I take it off. It really even just watching it, lightweight gave me the chills, and it's oh shit, here comes. I bet you something's gonna come out right here, but it didn't. But yeah, I mean, fucking, if you haven't yet, check out the go on YouTube and look out for IGN's fucking 17-minute play. I mean, you can get it on you can actually download it on PS4 right now for the demo. It's actually available to try it. So I mean, if anyone sees this and they I mean, I like to think that most people have seen E3, but if you haven't, or if you didn't realize it, go to the shop and fucking pick it up. Next one, I didn't really like. Farpoint? I wasn't really paying attention to that.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, and we'll just. I'm sorry if anyone really was excited for this game. I really couldn't sorry. the to move on to that, like fucking, I think it was one of the VR games. I think. But Sony's presentation was like 80% VR, which was very impressive actually. Um, they're really kicking this VR thing into high gear. Battlefront VR X-wing missions,
Mhm.
that looks impressive but nauseating. I don't get motion sickness, but I think I might. Batman Arkham VR, which was surprising to me. Um,
Yeah.
and something I'm just really oddly skittish about is Final Fantasy VR, which is weird to me.
Yeah,
Like
I couldn't tell. Like, was that like just a portion of the game you can
like a
play?
gimmick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't really know, dude. Like it
Yeah.
it threw me off. I was like, fucking Final Fantasy VR experience? Like technically, no, no. I'm sorry. Um, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. When that trailer came on, I didn't even know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
was like, what is this game? And it was like Infinite Warfare. I was like, oh.
I know I didn't understand
I
what it
felt
was.
bad. Honestly, dude, I felt bad a little bit because, like, being the Call of Duty player that I am,
Yeah.
I would like to think I would recognize a Call of Duty game. I didn't.
So did I. Yeah, neither did I. I was like, okay.
And
And then I
to
was like,
try to lure
Infinite
everyone
Warfare.
with the net that is the Modern Warfare remaster, they also showed that trailer too.
Yeah.
Now, what made people jizz in their pants? Crash Bandicoot remastered. So they're gonna do the first three games,
Uh huh.
and then they weirdly enough transitioned smoothly right into Skylanders Imaginators, which was weird to me. I was like, wait, hold on, I thought I just saw Crash Bandicoot. Why am I Oh, these are Skylanders. Well,
Yeah, but then they say Crash is also going to be in
I
Skylanders.
think so. Yeah, that's probably why
Yeah.
that's probably why the transition was so seamless.
I hope the Crash they showed in Skylanders isn't what he looks like in the remastered versions, because that one looked kind of weird to me. But
But that's kind of I think that's just like the
that might
art
just be the
style of,
Skylander styles.
yeah.
So, but I'm just
So
hoping like
yeah,
it's not the exact same
and then
footage.
we got Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Honestly, they made that funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, because it was just like they took like my sister was asking me, he's like, are they actually using the movie audio for this? Like, is it gonna actually be in the game like that? I was like, I don't even really know, because sometimes companies will orchestrate like a trailer just to do that, and who knows? I don't know, but that's what they showed, and it was very impressive. And another thing that the number two that piqued my interest was fucking Death Stranding. It was cryptic to me. You know what I mean?
I think the thing that people are gonna be excited about is it may not be exactly what Silent Hills is gonna be, but it looks like it's in a way PT's not like
Not
in
dead.
vain. Yeah, it's not dead. It's not in vain.
And it
Um,
looks it looks it looks cryptic and like thrilling all at the same time.
yeah,
But that was weird though. Like
yeah. I think the thing that got me was just like the six beings in the sky.
the thing that got me was fucking what's his name being naked and then there being a baby there.
Yeah, and
That
then
was
like the baby crawled away invisible, and I was like, what?
I I didn't know really what to think about that, but
Yeah,
I'm excited all the same. And then we got a brand new Spider-Man coming out to
that
top it
one I'm
off.
excited for.
Honestly it looks good. It looks good so far, just from the look.
Yeah,
And how do you like the Spider-Man suit, man? Looks nice.
yeah. It looked cool.
All
It
right, all right.
looked uh, it looked different. I'm not 100% sure what suit that is.
Because he has a lot of suits. He
Yeah,
has a lot of suits and a lot of variations depending on what universe he's in. But yeah, I mean, looks pretty solid. Hopefully he's not like
and for anyone that doesn't know, Insomniac, they're most known for Ratchet and Clank and Resistance.
So Ratchet and Clank is actually like a surviving PlayStation title, like which consistently is good. So
Yeah. And they also were responsible for the original Spyro the Dragon games, the first 3.
You mean the ones that were good?
Basically, yes.
All right.
The ones that people look back on and remember fondly, yes.
Is this
And they
before
also did
that was before David Spade, right?
Yeah, they also did Sunset Overdrive.
Which
So
I
yeah,
didn't play even when it was free.
did you not even get it?
No,
Dang,
I
I have
forgot.
it. I haven't played it yet, but I
I
have
heard
it.
it was good.
But yeah, I'm excited for Spider-Man. It looks. I think something about
Excuse me. Shit.
sometimes a game being made um, by one studio for one console, I think gives it a greater chance of being good because they know exactly what they're working with and they don't have to try to fit it, fit a square into 3 different holes.
Or not, or trying to fix what is broken.
Yeah.
Because it's a what is it? It's a different company trying to do Spider-Man, right? Or is it?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they can work fresh because they're not
Yeah.
held back by their own previous failure, which doesn't exist. So Spider-Man, look forward for that one. So now, moving on to the lesser. I want to at least to me was the lesser of the two conferences, but it was still pretty good. Um, Microsoft conference, which was the same day, just earlier in the day. Big announcement was the Xbox One S, which is fucking quite a bit smaller than the goddamn current Xbox One.
Yeah, and it has 2 terabytes.
And believe it or fucking not, no power brick. Happiness unveils itself to no
Yeah.
power brick.
I'm sure I'll get one eventually.
Dude, I think as soon as like I get like fucking money for it when it releases, I'm just gonna get it because I honestly do like because I don't have I don't have the funds and don't really care about it. But like whenever I need the space on my Xbox, sometimes I just don't have it. But you know, yeah, I do have an external, but it's only a 500 gigabyte fucking
Mm-hmm.
USB 3. But yeah, I mean, I work around it. So on top of that, good announcement, Xbox One S, which is exciting, $299 at release.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Gears of War 4, which was looks pretty good,
Yeah, it looks good.
and then we had Little Trunks' fucking voice actor on the stage. Um, which was which is funny to me because we got Battlefield 1, which honestly I'm Call of Duty fan through and through, but I think I'm gonna buy Battlefield this year. I'm not gonna lie, dude. They honestly that cinematic trailer for that they showed was just good,
Yeah, Battlefield 1 looks pretty cool.
dude. Because like I guess I'm just a stickler for history, bro. Like I love like the period of battle back then. Like it was so interesting. Um,
I think that, and I think we've had a lot of futuristic shooters for a long time.
yeah. I mean, even though like Battlefield 4 wasn't really like Battlefield 3 and 4 weren't really like futuristic.
Yeah, well, I guess I just mean like modern
And
futuristic.
futuristic.
Yeah.
I think it was about time somebody went back to fucking like old school warfare, and
Yeah.
I'm just curious because like the scale. I mean, well, technically, old school warfare fits the Battlefield portfolio better because of the scale.
Yeah.
I always thought, and like the only thing that's gonna get me is like the amount of weapons that they're gonna use in the game. I mean, there was plenty of weapons because there were plenty of different countries fighting in World War One.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's got different weapons, but I'm just curious, like what the weapon selection is gonna look like because it's nothing like it is modern. So I look forward to seeing what's gonna happen with that. Another one for my book, Forza Horizons 3. I didn't play any of the Horizon like selections, but I love Forza.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, dude was bullshitting everybody by driving that Lambo on the beach in the water. I'm not gonna lie to you. Honestly, like when I was showing that, like when we were watching, when I rewatched that part, I had people in the house watching it too. They were like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we here in my house, I guess we got varying levels of, knowledge about cars and stuff, but we all know that's crap.
Yeah.
Recore, which sounds pretty cool, but I don't really remember what it is. I mean, I heard people I know saying like, "Oh man, Recore's looking pretty good." Um,
Yeah, it's one of those games where like I'm not 100% sure what it's exactly about yet, all the way, but it looks interesting.
did I click on? No, I clicked on Forza. No, you know what? I click on the link, the IGN link for Recore, and it brings me to Forza Horizons 3. So the next one was weird. Was weird to a lot of people that they showed gameplay in the Microsoft conference for Final Fantasy 15. Seeing as, I mean, it's not an exclusive anymore, so I don't see it very. It's not as weird as like it used to be.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people were still kind of scratching their heads.
Yeah.
I mean, impressive all in the impressive all the same, but weird. Can't wait to play it in September. Um, with the Gears of War
In
4,
November. I'm just kidding.
with the Gears of War 4, out, they got Killer Instinct came onto the stage, which they have this out of order because Killer Instinct came out like after that, and then they announced that fucking what's his name, General Rom is gonna be a character in Killer Instinct.
Mhm.
Or Ram, sorry, not Rom, Ram. Before someone fucking finds me and cuts my head off with a chainsaw because I got somebody's name wrong. But yeah, didn't show too much of it. They just showed him finishing off someone. We got next one is Inside. Again, like there were a heavy like emphasis on indie titles in this presentation. So we got Inside and A Happy Few, and then we also got Gwent, which is the Witcher card game. Which is like I have yet to play Witcher 3, which I like. It's sitting in my room. Like I took it off the shelf, and I'm like, I'm gonna play The Witcher, but I've yet to do that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm like, I'm gonna get around with Witcher 3.
Like
Just a matter of when.
I got it for Christmas. My sister and her boyfriend bought it for me for Christmas. Like with the like the metal case and everything, and I'm like, fuck man, I'm like letting them down right now.
I feel it. I bought Forza 6 when I was half off.
And I think
I haven't even put it in.
honestly, dude, like I don't mind if you don't. I was just like, wait for me, bro. I'm gonna get it eventually.
Yeah.
Tekken 7 for all the fight fans out there.
With Akuma in it, apparently.
Dude, like honestly, dude, like this game Tekken 7 has been like in development for fucking forever, as long as I can remember. Like about Tekken 7.
Well, Tekken just has a hard time holding the awesomeness that is Akuma.
Because the crazy thing is, it's like, it's like, oh, we got a new Tekken in development. Okay. But when they showed it off, it looked pretty cool. It was funny because like Akuma like has the super bar as the hyper bar, which is funny to me. And also they announced that Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is free. So
that's right.
Go and pick that shit up, which I should do, because why are you gonna pass up a free game?
Yeah.
I mean, Tekken Tag Tournament's not a bad game either. So a lot of people clamoring over this next one is Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, buddy.
And then the hashtag Frank is back.
Frank.
People were confused though for some reason, because at the end of the conference, at least on the Twitch stream, like they were like, "Is Frank really back though?" Like someone like confirmed to me, even though they saw it. Like I heard, there was also some people on like Twitter that were like, "Really? Like for real?" Like for some reason, it didn't seem like they got a good look at it. Like I don't know, were you watching? Because I was.
It was Frank.
It was Frank.
Yeah.
Not giving himself injections, but I'm kind of
also I'm digging the fact that it's gonna, because the holiday release is gonna be.
It's Christmas themed.
Yeah, it's Christmas themed. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good, dude. I hope I get to kill zombies to Christmas music. Oh my god.
That sounds ridiculous.
I know, but but that's Dead Rising. It's ridiculous.
I'm not talking about Dead Rising. I'm talking about Killing
Killing
Zombies, the
Zombies,
Christmas
Christmas
music.
music. Yeah,
That's
I know.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, we got the next one. Actually, I'm kind of curious about Scalebound. Like, it looks like
Dude, Scalebound looks hype.
it. Honestly, it looks fun and tedious all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Just my kind of thing. Um,
But it looks like something we'll be able to play together, so that'll be nice.
yeah, that sounds like fun. Sea of Thieves.
That one, I'm because when I saw the little bit last year, I was like, oh, that's interesting. The more I see about this game, the more like kind
It's
of hyped I am about it.
it's pulling you in more and more.
Yeah, yeah. There's something. It just looks very immersive.
Yeah, it does. And then that whole thing they did with, like, they put people in a room and then they just said, just play it.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2, which I didn't actually play State of Decay.
I play City K.
I heard it
It's
had a lot.
cool.
Didn't the first game have a lot of problems with it?
There were some It was one of those games where it was like, I think they have the right idea. I just think they're not sure how to do it yet.
It just seemed
Like,
like it seemed rushed.
not rushed, but like they
They were going in the right direction, they just didn't have all the pieces.
yeah, it was like they knew they had a good idea, they just didn't know how to pull it off.
Probably because they were like, it was like a low. I
And
want to say it was a
it
lower
was a
budget
little
title.
buggy,
It was
but
a
yeah.
lower budget
Yeah,
title too.
I would agree. I think there was probably a level of it didn't have a large budget.
That's probably why I didn't play it, because I heard it was like, when during its release it was like buggy, so that's why I ended up not getting it.
Yeah, but
Um,
it wasn't bad at all. It had some fun ones, but the new one it looks like they're putting more into it, because I think it did well despite all that. Actually, if I remember right.
yeah, I mean, it did really well.
Um,
And then the last one on the list, which I was personally excited about, Halo Wars 2 announcement. I mean, it was announced before, but it was more information about it. And the open beta is currently free on Xbox, so go ahead and pick it up until it runs until the 20th. So you get another 5 days. From this is we're the 15th right now. I'm hoping to release this tomorrow. It's the 15th right now, so you got 5 days.
you should tell Tobias.
That's that. You know what? I was gonna go on Facebook after this and tell him about it, because he like, honestly, I think I played him all of one time in that game, and he was like, "Dude, you are so good at that game." Like, I was like, "Damn." Um, Dude, like, Halo War, me and my brother, we were playing it. We were smacking some people last night. We're 5 for 5 right now. Just come see us. We'll beat your ass. Um, what's it called? Like, what you would expect from an open beta, though. Uh, uh, what is the company that does it again? 343 Industries. Is it that's who it is, right? 343 Industries.
I don't know if they were. Are they the ones doing
Halo Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, Creative Assembly.
Yeah.
In Microsoft Studios. And then they're published.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the developer, I'm not gonna say 343 Industries, but the developer, Creative Assembly, they put a notice on the game itself, on the beta. They say this is only a snapshot of our current work. Expect the game to be buggy. Expect the game to crash. Like, they told you, like, right up front, like right before the game started. So
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and then they tell you that right now unfortunately they don't have, like, the ability to do customer service, customer support on the.
So if it works. It works. If it doesn't,
Yeah, because it
later.
honestly, dude, like, sometimes it took me when me and my brother first played together. You could play together.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of workaround you have to do. Like, you get to the first start screen, right? I'll press start and the game will freeze.
Wow.
Like, okay, and then when you finally get past the start screen, you get to the tutorial screen. The tutorial screen will pop up, then the game will freeze.
Huh.
It's crazy, dude. Like, it's a lot of patience just to get past that first screen, those first two screens. And then if if the tutorial screen starts moving like it should, you've seen it already, go ahead and hit that skip. It takes a little bit to load, but then it goes all the way through, and then you're set to play, basically. So there's a lot of being patient to play that game right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, but it still holds water right now, as because it's Halo Wars. Halo Wars is not a bad game. So, um, also moving back for Microsoft is done, but moving back to the for anyone who doesn't know right now, the Resident Evil franchise on Steam is on sale, except for 5 for some reason. The 5 is still $20. Um, the only Resident Evil on that list on Steam is not on sale is 5. Even though it's $20, it's not on sale. Everything else is on sale. So, yeah, I think that was to, you know, like celebration for Resident Evil 7 like reveal.
Yeah.
Um,
To I found the naming of it to be interesting
yeah,
because it's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and in Japan it's Biohazard 7 Resident Evil.
yeah, I found that to be kind of because like when they showed it, they like flipped it or something like that.
I actually watched the moment it came up on the shop. I watched I don't know if you know Pro Jared is, but he streamed a
Oh,
demo.
yeah, I know who Pro Jared is. It was one of the
Uh,
things that popped up when I was showing my brother and my sister's boyfriend the trailer because
yeah,
he's Resident Evil fan. So
yeah, but it was interesting, very interesting.
honestly, dude, I think it's one of those games that in the future we should sit down and play.
I agree.
But who's gonna be on the sticks though?
We can take turns.
I'm down with
Something
that.
scary happens, I throw the controller at you and
Oh
scream.
damn, he's gonna throw it at me.
Well, not throw it at your face or
Oh
anything,
god, I'm
but
bleeding.
I'm just gonna toss it. I didn't throw the controller that hard. Calm down.
I tossed it. Okay, so with that said, you got anything? Anything you want to mention before we take the nosedive into the interwebs again?
Uh-huh.
Uh, honestly, like this was a good E3. A lot of good information came out. Some of these games, like even though they're not out yet, and there's still and then some. We got some games from last year now getting release dates, which is good. Um, it's just more important that Final Fantasy gets out before people start complaining again. Vaporware, vaporware. Um, so ultimately, you got anything else to add? Anything else you want to mention that forgot to be mentioned?
New Zelda looks so hype. I think it's going to be worth the wait. New Final Fantasy 15 looks so hype. I think it's going to be worth the wait. Um, I'm happy to see Resident Evil go
Get back to
more.
scary.
Yeah, go more towards a horror direction. Because
Honestly,
even if you made the case that the first 3 weren't really that scary, they definitely tried to be.
the atmosphere was there.
Yeah.
But the fact that like they did a full like they went backwards but
Mm-hmm.
then moved forward at the same time. They went modern, first person, but then
Mm-hmm.
they brought back their creepy ass atmosphere,
Yeah.
but instead in first person. But now with these new age graphics, it's become a lot more real.
I think.
Honestly, when the game comes out, I think someone here at the house might invest fucking $400 so we could play fucking VR, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, with watching everything, I think we already know PlayStation's working on one, and then PC has Vive and Oculus, and then
You know what got me?
Microsoft mentioning Project Scorpio, which they mentioned, 4K and VR capable. So I'm not sure where their VR is going to come into play. My guess maybe they'll work with Oculus. I don't know, because Oculus already ships with an Xbox controller, so I'm assuming there's some level of
Cooperation.
cooperation there. And with Steam backing Vive, Oculus might need to find a platform to keep itself
relevant.
Yeah, relevant. So my guess is that Oculus is going to end up being a Xbox Windows 10 VR system.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that stuff. Like they did talk about like the cross-platform, like from fucking Windows from the Xbox to Windows 10, and if you buy digital, then you don't have to buy it again, which is actually a really good feature. And then with Minecraft, which isn't mentioned here, and with Minecraft being able to be played on the Windows 10, on the Xbox, on a fucking Android device, on an iOS device, all together.
Yeah, and that they even said they're working on like even more connectivity.
Fucking so, PlayStation, bro, fucking hop on, dude. We're like clamoring right now.
I know. Yeah, I'm sure people are gonna want it. And it's just a matter of
we're clamoring right now.
Yeah. I think everyone's heading in a good direction. I'm a little upset that sometimes I feel like Nintendo of America and Europe don't have enough sway within Nintendo as a company as a whole, as opposed to like Sony, which is also, you know, a Japan-based company, but Sony seems to care a lot about its American market.
Isn't it bigger though?
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Because I like to think they sell a lot more like electronic products here, as opposed to like one because everything's mobile in Japan right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
and they just stopped supporting Vita.
Yeah,
pretty much. So
I mean, I think we as a whole, like the West, we're just gonna set the West in general. We buy a lot of their like Blu-ray players, TVs, fucking console systems, and stuff like that. So, the input out here is bigger, way bigger.
But
seems like.
I'm curious when Nintendo's gonna have to hype this NX, and I'm curious when they're gonna do it. Some people theorize that Tokyo Game Show is gonna be when they do it.
To be completely honest with you, like, despite everyone's like despite everyone's like apparent looking on Nintendo shortcomings for the E3 display, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
They're sitting pretty even then.
Yeah, I mean, I know ultimately they're fine because their handhelds have just been so successful, and the Wii was so successful before the Wii U. They're fine. Like, I know they're fine.
But it seems like at the same time they can't afford to have like
I'm just not sure where they're gonna build the Steam that they need.
Yeah, because they're doing it in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, because so we got 9 months, and I can't think of. I don't know. Maybe like I'm trying to think of other big gaming shows, but like, there's Tokyo Game Show, and that's probably it. I don't know what else there is.
Off the top of my head, I don't really remember.
I don't know. Do the PAX of events count? I don't know.
Ouch.
So I don't know where they're gonna build up, but I mean, hey man, new Zelda looks hype, so.
Oh yeah.
New Zelda, new Pokemon look hype, so we'll see. I think for PS4, I'm just the Detroit. What is it called? Detroit Become Human or something like that,
or
something like that.
It's called Detroit Becomes Human. Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit Becomes Human. I think for Xbox, Sea of Thieves, and I think Recore, because I'm curious, because it's from the Mega Man creator.
Yeah.
And while I know Mighty Number 9 is probably going to try to be like spiritual successor to Mega Man, I'm curious to see what he'll do with like what he'll do outside of Capcom and not in like the Mega Man scope.
Because he's pissing off a lot of people with this Mighty Number 9 shit right now.
Yeah, it's taking a long time.
you're gonna go Duke Nukem route, dog, you better let us know right now. We're gonna stop having expectations for you.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, there's some stuff for each system I'm looking forward to.
So, I think with that said, man, we had quite an E3. So,
Yeah.
we look forward to hearing some more news. And also, we haven't been, just as a note, I forgot to mention at the beginning, we haven't been like posting anything because, like, honestly, we just been like, we just haven't had
Incredibly
time to
busy.
get together.
Yeah.
Fucking just been busy. Like, Ultima got a new job. Fucking, I've had to fucking do a lot of busy things, like with my sister having a baby, and then like, I'm tired, and I haven't even done like what I don't think is a lot. So I mean, I just been not home too. So um,
Yeah.
so apologize for that. We'll try to get more videos out. I think if nothing else, it'll be like weekend when we do stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So um, again, if you found yourself all the way at the end of this, thanks for watching, or thanks
Yeah.
for listening. Better yet, because it's not really a video, but thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what tell us what you think won E3, and tell us what you were most hype about.
Yeah. What game?
What game? What fucking conference you were most hyped about? Tell
Yeah.
us. I want to hear it. This is the Kings of Rice.
It's Ultima.
Peace out.